Crossbows are such an exciting way to hunt, and they've literally swept the nation here recently on people that are picking them up and enjoying to hunt with them. States across the nation continue to open up more opportunities. More and more people are shooting them. Women, children, very seasoned hunters, first-time hunters, they all like it because it is deadly accurate and it's exciting to get game in that close, and we're gonna spend some time talking about crossbow hunting. Me personally, I started crossbow hunting probably a little over a decade ago, and during this entire time it's become another one of those ways that I love to hunt with. This particular hunt, really don't know what we're gonna be expecting out there. We're gonna move around. We're hoping to find a good mature deer. If we don't find a good mature deer, there's no telling what else we might be targeting while we're out there because we are right in the middle of the rut. Conditions are pretty good right now. The temperature, it's falling. We've got a cold front getting ready to come in. The rut, it's just kicking off. Everything you can imagine about the rut, it's happening right now. I'm gonna be grabbing my 10-point crossbow, getting ready to head to a pop-up blind this afternoon. Gonna kind of target some deer we've seen in the scouting camera probably literally about 2 or 3 months ago. That could be a risky move, honestly, because when the rut's going on, our deer can travel thousands of acres away. Will they do that today, or will they be right there in my lap? I don't know. But right in your lap is something that makes crossbow hunting so exciting. Deer have got to be within a specific range so that you can make an ethical and accurate shot, in my opinion. You know, out to about 50 yards max. Can a crossbow shoot further than that? Absolutely. Based on your capabilities and the product you're using, you may or may not be able to take that shot and even go further. Personally, I like that 20 to 50 yard shot max for me. I'm really confident with it. It's gonna be deadly accurate. We're getting ready to head out to the stand now, see what we might be able to accomplish.
Well, Wade is hunting the sheep bluff, and this area has produced mature bucks time and time again. But while previous hunters have hunted from the bluff, Wade is set up on the ground floor, hoping to draw a buck in close with his 10-point crossbow.
You know, this particular stand location is in an area where the rancher actively works sheep. So there's a lot of sheep in this particular area. You know, and that can be kind of an advantage to me as well because the rancher's in there a lot, the sheep are moving around, so there's a lot of movement in there. I chose to put it up against a bluff that primarily only the sheep are coming up and down. Now that doesn't mean that whitetail are not going to come up and down that, because we know that they do travel up and down it, but most of the whitetail seem to travel the base along it according to the trails and rubs and scrapes that we're seeing, as well as what we naturally see when we're in that area. So I felt like I had a kind of a good cover behind me. There was an old persimmon tree there that I was able to take this Cabela's 2-person blind and put it up underneath, and then I was able to take a lot of brush that was growing natively in that area on this particular blind and weave it into the windows to kind of allow it to blend in. I probably put the blind up about a week before the actual hunt, and so when it came time and the wind was blowing out the right direction, I had a lot of confidence getting into that stand. Now, whether or not we're going to find a shooter in the rut, that really remains to be seen. You know, strategies for hunting, mature whitetails during the rut. To me, you want to hunt a group of does. You want to find an area where that is definitely going to have some does at it, which means, you know, a couple things. Number one, hunting around a food source, whether it's a man-made food source or whether it's a natural food source. Hunting around water would be another opportunity, you know, having the does come through, getting a drink. Those are places where the bucks are going to obviously spend some time around looking for does. And you're going to find rubs, you're going to find scrapes in all of those areas because that buck wants to let that doe know that he's in that territory. But one other thing that I like to always keep in mind during that time of the year is I want to find some very, very thick cover near their places where the does are going to be seen at, whether it's feeding or getting something to drink. I believe that does, they really look for a place where they can get isolated, they can get away from all those bucks, because those bucks are running them to death. They're constantly chasing them, they're constantly harassing them. And so if you can find a place where that doe is going to bed and then sneak out to get a quick bite to eat, sooner or later you're going to find a big buck in that area.